Whatever that means, we're gonna do it. Whether you want to or not.
It did rain because we didn't get.
Right, let's now, okay? Okay. Since you're ready to go.
Anyway, I must be bad luck today.
That's not what I said, Catherine, but okay.
It's not what you said?
No.
How would you phrase what you said?
I said we'll be ready to go.
Yes, since she's ready to go. So, yeah, that's why I said.
Oh, it's very busy.
Yeah, always.
I've been going, my husband has a health issue, so we've gone to our for 3 to 6 last week.
You do the driving.
Well, he drives most of that, but he had a bone marrow that just last. Yeah, well, because they want to get to the bottom, but he keeps getting blood pressure. So, thank you, yeah. Well, they said if they can get it early, whatever it is, well, then there's things they can do.
Oh, no.
I see.
Yeah,
I
actually walk around in the hallway
with.
with my phone, my kids do, trying to get it work.
So you work out.
Yeah.
That's okay. Inactivated as a rest of us are on that.
I get out in the ball. I'm working on my car, we're trying to keep it okay. This rain goes right over. I don't get rain today, that was it.
That's sprinkled. A few drops. There's not enough. I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, there it went through. And then. That won't be well.
There we go.
There she is.
Okay. Okay, we'll call the meeting to order with a roll call vote.
Fox, here, Brode,
Here.
Matt,
Here.
Berglund, House.
Here. The reading of the district mission vision statement by me. Our mission to challenge all students to achieve their full potential through engaging responsive educational experiences that inspire innovation, critical thinking, and collaboration. Our vision to develop learners who are confident, compassionate problem solvers. Our operating principles: information for one is information for all. No surprises, verify facts, think ahead, disagree, explain your thinking, and then commit. Next is the approval of the agenda. Are there any additions or corrections to the agenda? No.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as is. 1 second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Motion passes 5-0. Approval of minutes. Motion.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the May 22nd, 23rd, and 25th.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes for May 22nd, 23rd, and 25th. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passes 5-0. The next is, is there anyone here tonight who wishes to speak? Okay, I'm not going to read all of that then. We don't have any committee reports this month. And your superintendent report.
I have just 3 small bullet points for my superintendent report this evening. Among the highlights of my year as superintendent was the opportunity to see 22 Kerry Lane students receive their diplomas. This is a new record for Charles City Community School District. Paris Armstrong received the Carol Cooper Achievement Award, and Haley Novak received the Guillermo Gonzalez Alumni Scholarship. Paige Ellsburn, Food Service Director, applied for the second round of Local Food for Schools grants and was approved for an additional $8,000, which will be divided $4,000 for produce and $4,000 for protein. This is a wonderful partnership. We heard about it in past months, but to be able to go back out a second time and get another award was wonderful. Yes, question from Dr.
Where
Schroeder.
does that money come from? Who is offering that?
It's the USDA.
Okay.
And then we have to buy from the local food hub, which ours is out of Decorah.
Okay.
FFA is actually on our last grant, it's
Yeah.
doing the beef.
Good.
So, and I talked about doing sweet corn that like FFA's grown, so.
Will this company that we hired as the food service management, will they be doing the buying then? They'll be
Yes, yeah,
in charge of
other,
that?
yes.
That's awesome. Right.
And finally, I was able to attend the groundbreaking of the new Sherman Creek condominium development. It's wonderful to see new homes being built here in the area, and it will provide additional housing options for families. That's all I have.
Any other questions? Okay, great. Contract with Immaculate Conception School.
I have this one for you. As you know, we are required by federal law and subsequently state regulations to collaborate and consult with non-publics within our boundaries, ours being Immaculate Conception School. They, as you have there, a contract, they have for many years counted students and requested support. And it's a multiplier that's a very small portion of our per pupil allotment so that they can provide music instruction. That includes vocal music and also includes instrumental music. So this is our standard contract with them, and you can see it generates just over $41,000, which is entirely consumed by their music teacher and our instrumental music teachers as a shared staff. Again, a standard contract. I did only make it out for 1 year this time around. Normally we do it for 2. I want to see how the ESA regulations impact this moving forward. And so Lori Field was comfortable doing a 1-year agreement this time around.
I'll make a motion that we approve the contract with Immaculate Conception School as presented. A second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the contract with Immaculate Conception School as presented. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Motion passes 5-0. Equipment maintenance insurance renewal approval.
Yes, we've asked Director of Operations, Jerry, to come and address any questions you might have. This, again, is our equipment insurance. It's different than our EMC insurance that covers our buildings and so forth. So Jerry, go ahead and come forward if you would. Any questions for Jerry of this proposal?
I guess one of the questions I have is, we have equipment, contract is kind of vague on how and what they do, so like, what's our deductible?
Okay, so what this is, there is no deductible. What it is this takes money that we do, like work orders on the sheet that you have that has all the checks on it.
Mhm.
So any of that equipment that either April's group or my group do repairs on, then we can take our time and get reimbursed for our time. And then we also get reimbursed for parts if it qualifies under this. So it's no deductible and they reimburse us that amount. What this does, it takes fund from the management fund and puts them into general fund. So this is what this is good for.
We did something to make this happen.
Last
year.
Yeah, this is just a renewal. And as you can see, our contract went down a little bit because of a couple things. Some equipment that was either deleted or we got new equipment, so they didn't need to have as much on that. And then also our student enrollment That's why the number went down from the last time that this was approved.
When we did this last year, was this this is different than just an insurance premium that we pay with like a deductible, like my house insurance. which
Correct.
is-
That's totally different. What
Yeah.
our insurance for like all our buildings and cars are through EMC. Yeah.
So does this thing, I remember it changing funds from one category to the other that benefited us at the school district. And, but it doesn't cost us anything extra.
No, we pay for that, and then what we have to do, so we have to keep a lot of paperwork, and then we have to scan in our bills and keep time of what we do on material. That's really only our extra work, and April and I usually take care of that. All my guys, they'll put down, when they do a work order, they'll put down SU insurance, so it keys me that I have to look for the bill. They put what bill they did, and I scan it in, and then we send it monthly to this organization to get reimbursed for it.
So what we spend here, a fair amount of that we get back with what we spend throughout the year,
Correct.
right?
And it'll come back, and then it'll go from our management fund to our general fund.
And they make money how?
They get, I don't know, do you know on the contract what percent it is?
I don't.
So I think I understand this one because this is a tax that we use. And the way that it works is the tax goes into an account that's tagged. And then this insurance company manages that based on the categories that we've set forward. They agree that, okay, if you apply for insurance, and we're calling it insurance.
Right.
On this, then we will reimburse you the money that it costs you to do that. We'll basically, your tax report is your money and it's sitting in the account, and they charge us a percentage
Correct.
to manage that for us, and they validate, because they have attorneys review it to make sure, yeah, this is in the guidelines of the law, so what you're doing is okay, or no, this doesn't qualify.
Right. And the percentage that it is,
It's pretty low, like.
it is very low, and I apologize.
I don't have.
Our past finance director was one that was really ahead of this, and I got sort of put into it right at the end when he was leaving to,
It's okay.
because I knew at least about the program anyway. And one other thing that did on this too, which is also really nice, our in-house rate was at $50 on the last time you signed the contract. It's gone up to $75 an hour now. So if my staff work 1 hour, we get reimbursed $75, just like that. So if he goes and fixes an outlet on the wall and all it was loosen out, and it took him a half hour to do it, we get paid. Right, if it takes an hour to do it, we get paid $75, and we've got no cost except for the little time that we pay him to do it, so we're actually reimbursing more than what it costs for us to do it, so.
It's a
The
win-win
reimbursement cost for
partnership.
labor is very, very good.
Yeah, and it's a win-win partnership in rural Iowa because we have the staff that can actually do the work. The insurance company then manages it and oversees it. And so it seems to have been quite a nice savings for
Right,
us.
and it has, and they do a great job. They come in and they sit down with all my staff, all of April's staff. We have a little get together. We talk about what have we worked on. They give us more pointers on more things that we could get reimbursed for. So we're continually, upping our game and getting more things that we're getting reimbursed for. So it's definitely an advantage for the district. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.
I'll make a motion to approve central services staff to renew the equipment breakdown insurance for the 2023-2024 school year, totaling $163,652 to be paid for out of management fund and to allocate all reimbursements to the general fund as permissible by law.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve central services staff to renew the equipment breakdown insurance for the 2023-2024 school year, totaling $163,652 to be paid for out of management fund and to allocate all reimbursements to the general fund as permissible by law. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Motion passes 5-0. Okay, the next one is a NIAC agreement for contract of educational services.
This probably looks very familiar to most of you. This is our annual contract with NIAC to provide our concurrent coursework. So the students receive college credit and they receive it in our building. The nice part is that NIAC have always been, are good partners with us on this, but the nice part is it benefits our students, our staff, and then it makes it very affordable on both ends. This also enables us to have the state legislated senior year plus program. If we didn't have this agreement, we would have to somehow contract with another school to provide it, a post-secondary. So this is very familiar to all of you. No major changes there. So any questions, I'll be happy to address.
I'll make a motion that we approve the signing of the contract for educational services for concurrent enrollment career link programs and courses for 2023-2024 with North Iowa Area Community College and Charles A. Community School.
I'll second.
So it moved and seconded to approve the signing of the contract for educational services for concurrent enrollment career link programs and courses for the 2023-2024 school year between North Iowa Area Community College and Shaw City Community School District. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion passes 5-0. The next one is policy update. Second reading of the Q3 policies that we discussed at the last board meeting.
And as a reminder, these are all legislated, and so we don't necessarily have a lot of choice in these, but again, it's your second reading.
Did we get any written comments? Because we can't get written comments on this.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the second reading of policies as presented.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the second reading of policies as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Motion carries 5-0. And on that note, can I just say one thing? I noticed that some of our policies are kind of behind the times. I'm just gonna go through every one of them and mark things that aren't like I was looking for one today at the use of building and it said contact Julie Ritter, who has been retired for several years. So just think little things like that. Okay.
Like district specific.
Yeah, district specific stuff. Okay.
When Pat and I were discussing that, I should say, when Madam President and I, ever since our FFA kids are here, I'm gonna try and follow along better. Madam President and I were discussing this. We've had quite a bit of change in the business office in the past 3 to 4 years. And there was a time when it was also done by our Director of Communications. And so then it kind of bounced back for uploading to another individual. So it's been in 3 or 4 people's hands. It was a frustration for me as well, because not only were some of them out of numerical order, there were a couple of uploads that did not belong and track changes that were evident. So I'm working with Pat. She's going to go over those with a fine tooth comb. I'll be there to help, and we'll see that we get them uploaded so that they look more professional.
There was something else that we were working on that we wanted done by July. Had to go into the handbook.
Yeah. Those are being worked on.
Okay.
Yes, and handbooks, which are all prepared except for one section. With our new high school administration, we pushed the pause button because we want to make sure the new discipline policies are articulated well, because there will be some changes in that area. So we're going to wait and have those for your July meeting.
Presentation by Dana Sullivan and Jeff Pavlovich on activity tickets.
Got the muscles.
We can't see you, Jeff.
I have to go, coach. Well, this is how it works.
Well, I love it.
Okay, so I guess to give you guys a little bit of a background, at the beginning of the school year, when registration goes out, families have the opportunity to purchase passes, whether that's for the student or for the adult. And Paige had asked, hey, you kind of need that dollar amount that you want out there. I think it's been the same for quite a few years is my understanding. And another little piece of background I think that's important for you to know is we have plastic cards, if any of you guys have these. They look the same for 20-ish years, and the scanner that is used doesn't work. So I can bring that pass in and say that I have a pass and not ever actually buy another season pass. And this has been the first year, is my understanding, that it hasn't worked. So we either need to spend some money to make sure that we get back into that scanning system, or a better proposal that I believe would be that we go to a program called Varsity Bound. If anybody has experienced anything with students in athletics, this is athletic specific. When you buy these passes, they are athletic specific. It is not all activities. Varsity Bound keeps everything online. So your ticket, your season pass would actually be on your phone. And then as they come in, the software system, we just take a picture of it and it says whether it's an active pass or not. The software is free. The catch is it's a 90-cent charge for every ticket sold, unless you sell over $100. So if it's $100, then it's 5% plus the 90 cents. So it would cost either the district or the consumer $5.90 on $100 worth of entrances. On a single ticket, it would cost 90 cents every time. So a couple decisions have to be made. One, are we okay with going online, which I would highly recommend, and the rest of our schools in our conference are doing that. And two, is that a cost that we pass off to the purchaser, or is that something that the school internally eats? Which I would actually recommend the second one, especially now since we're all.
Somebody can look at the spreadsheet of what makes sense of how to run that. My first question would be, you said it has to do with athletics only. How are we going to deal with anything else that requires a ticket?
The Fine Arts has always sold their own tickets. They've always had, and they have their own money, just so you know, it's a separate line. So Fine Arts has their line items in their budget, and it is a positive, healthy balance.
Okay.
Athletics is not.
Okay.
It's just very expensive to run them, and it just is. That for as long as I've known, they've always been separate.
The other one I just want to throw in there, that's where, is Comet Cafe. Because I always feel bad that people make these reservations at the end of the year, end of the semester things, and then they don't show up. And then Katie's made the food for, the kids have made the food for it, and people don't show up. And I did talk to her about this, about getting something so that people pay for the tickets before the event, you know, because
I don't know. That's interesting. I didn't realize that. I wonder if that is a component that could be added to this program. So then what happens is that, like, once a month, they would mail a check to district office for the gate fees, which keeps money out of people's hands. Less money being handled. I would also say, though, I think that we should go 1 year of still accepting cash at the doors, just because, I mean, that's what our people are used to.
Not everybody is going to have.
Yeah, and they're not all gonna have a smartphone, things like that. Yeah, and there's other ways to have them. It just is very convenient to pull that out that way.
Dana, am I correct? I recall when we were selling a few of our larger events online, some individuals came in with a paper copy. So rather than do a smartphone, which they didn't have,
Yes.
they did it online and
Yep.
printed like a paper boarding pass at the airport. So that would be an option for people who don't have smartphones.
Yes. And this Varsity Bound has been around for years with athletics.
Yep.
So they're very experienced in multiple different ways, and they have other resources. I guess I just pointed that way out just because I know, you know, probably 80%, if not more, of the fans walking in probably do have an electronic device. And obviously, just like I feel like Mariah and I have proven at postseason events, even though you're supposed to pre-purchase your ticket before, we always set up a table with a computer and said, hey, if you haven't purchased it, we will help you over here. You know, yeah. So we'll still do that. We'll still be very accommodating, but there is a cost per ticket, you know,
And there's also a cost for the money we're losing by not having an accurate system now that works to
Correct.
scan.
Absolutely. Yeah.
do you wanna?
So, I mean, I think that we're doing a disservice to the athletic department, to the student athletes, by not getting as much money in as we possibly can. You know, if you go to a YSF football game or an AAU basketball game, I mean, they're charging you $5, $6, $7 to get in there. With our $100, currently they're $70 those passes. If you go to 50 events, which is like the max you could do if you do football, volleyball, wrestling, track, baseball, softball, you're gonna get in for like $1.40. So we're already losing $4 or $5 per entry there. So I mean, we're suggesting over a couple of years, first year we raise that price from $70 to $100. And then maybe next year we look at getting rid of those passes and just go to like a punch card. We would still do the senior.
You gotta keep that.
Yep, so we would still do the senior. And I've got the numbers on those. We sold like 100 and.
Oh, that I texted
We've
you.
had it for years.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I talked to Dave Stover, who was the athletic director here from 80 to 90 or whatever. Yeah. The Century Club, you would donate $100 and you get into all the events for free, was back when tickets were $2 a piece. So you were getting into 50 events for your $100 donation. Do that today, that'd be $300. Right? Because tickets are $6 or more. Football is going up to $8. So at $100, I think we're losing money, but I don't think we can jump it too much or drop it this year. I think it's a little bit too late for that. So
So I guess the proposal would be, currently adults are $70 for a pass. We would like to propose $100 for the entire year pass. And I'm hoping you guys all know what document I'm on. Okay. It's $40 for student and it's a $20 for seniors. $20 pass all year long. I mean, that's really inexpensive. So number one, we propose moving to bound ticketing. Number two, kind of try to phase out cash when it's right for our people here in Trail City. And then the third big piece would be the cost that I want you guys to hear about and know about. And I guess I don't know if a board proposal is needed or if it's just more of us informing you. I'd like to go to $100 for an adult full year pass. Or let's say someone is only interested in going to basketball and they don't want to spend that amount of money. You could get a 10 punch pass for $55. So what they're getting is 50 cents off a ticket. You know what I mean? It kind of looks like a little bit of an incentive, 50 cents off. I would like to raise seniors from $20 to $30. And got some really cool things. I'll let you talk about the 9-12 sponsorship, but K-8 students. I would propose, I think that our activity needs to become more and more involved in all aspects. I would like to suggest that if a student is in a city organized athletic activity, they would be able to get into that sport for free.
If they wore their shirt.
No, we would have yeah.
sure,
So-
wear your shirt makes it easier.
So if you're in YSF football, you know, you're gonna go watch those varsity football players play. If you're in YMCA basketball, which, sorry, if you're a girl in YMCA basketball, what a great incentive to be able to get into basketball for free. support the local YMCA, support the local AAU, support the local YSF,
T-ball.
T-ball, yep,
Baseball, softball.
the local city organizations.
Are you just thinking sports specific, or could they go to any sport?
I personally was thinking sports specific, and the reason is, why not encourage them to do more? Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, great, be in T-ball, and then in the winter, be in basketball, or be in the MAC club, or like, continue their involvement.
So we are also working on a local sponsor to sponsor all children K through 12, or 8 through 12, or it's 7 through 12 or 9 through 12, depending on what they want to do. So we're working on someone to donate a large sum of money so that everybody can get in for free. So we wouldn't have to worry about selling student passes. So we're working through that right now. Hopefully by second week of July, we'll have an answer on that.
Is that different than what you were just talking about?
If this got published, like, we wouldn't sell any of those. That would just be, we would get rid of it.
Do you see where it says like pending sponsorship?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, any donor.
So
Do you know what kind of funds you're requesting for that?
I do.
What?
don't say who it's, yeah, don't, yeah.
Between 20 and 25,000. So last year we brought in, no, I'm not,
Don't put that,
yep. If I can find that one.
So while you're looking that up, is this a commitment this organization will be going to make every year?
Yes. Yep.
So they're gonna commit to that with a percentage growth every year because the ticket costs are gonna go up next year by $1.
We would have to look at that, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So what happens when this individual group, whatever, decides to stop doing that?
Start over.
Find a
Hope-
donor.
Hopefully the group that we're looking at would get more people to say, hey, we would like to do
Do
the
business.
type of thing, or can we split it up and we'll do, fall sports and you can do spring sports and someone else could do winter sports.
So you're looking at like the friends of the athletics?
No, we're looking at a business.
No. I'm saying you're looking at the same idea where they have friends of the fine arts who give money for certain things like equipment.
sure, yep,
Yep, I mean, we already have the booster club.
Right.
So this money would go straight towards the activities, the athletics fund, yeah, whatever the line item is in there.
Has
That's,
that ever been done at Chelsea where we've had free enrollment for a student?
they do it in Osage.
Osage, they've
Yep.
done it for several
So
years.
what's the total? What you-
The total number of student passes that we sold last year was 174 at $35. The amount in here is $6,438. The math doesn't work out, but
no. That's the value
174.
of it.
so 174 times 40 is what we would be bringing in this year. So less than $8,000. And so we're asking for 20,000 to 25,000, but you would get all 1,400 students that we have enrolled, including IC.
If we have that many students, 1,500.
Yep.
So only 174.
They're-
athletic passes.
They're basically getting it for they're paying 1/3 of what it would be.
But still, it's
I think there's a lot of kids that don't buy athletic passes, because if you're in 4 sports already, and you go to 2 events, you can pay the couple of bucks and get in. So,
And I just really think with the process that we currently use not working,
Mhm.
I mean, I could go in and show my pass that I bought 3 years ago and this is, it's not year specific. You guys have seen them. It's,
So right now, when we look at just this particular line item, this recommendation is to approve ticket fees. We also need to say something about this software program that we're. That's
Kind of to approve what Dana and Jeff
I guess it's bound,
presented.
is bound ticketing the only software that does that?
no, they are not. Goodness, what am I thinking of? Okay, I can't think of it, whichever one the boys union uses. But this is the one that everyone else in our conference uses. This is the one that has all of our athletes on it. This is the one that all of our parents check for statistics. This is the one that has every single schedule on there. This and Bound is the most widely used.
it's 90 cents every ticket that we sell What if it's like a season pass and they scan it? That's still,
So if they were to buy the $100, it's 90 cents plus 5%. So it'd be $5.90.
but not every time they swipe.
No, it's per transaction. With them paying
So
their,
what happens if there's no internet?
I don't know. If there's no internet,
Wasn't that how you're tracking this, right? Was through the internet?
Like,
Go to the
outside
website?
of the football field, do they have internet out there?
yep, and yeah, there's internet out there. I mean, they use it for football games, the coaches and things like that. April Hansen and John Carpenter also, we tried it out for one event, like 4 people actually bought at the gate. They have little hotspots that they'll give us. You know, the technology
So I
department.
guess for today, just approving the ticket price.
Well,
that would
and
give
I
us-
don't even know if I don't know how to really go about this. I'll be real honest. I figured if this was something that's going to be out there in the community, we wanted you guys to know about it, rather than what happened, what's going on, you know?
I appreciate that.
It's informational and
It's
And
been a long time in the works. I mean, these two, and Mariah have put a lot of time. And to answer your question, the recommendation may read more effectively if we said to approve the 2023-24 activity ticket proposal as presented. Then you'd be covering all aspects of it, including the electronic, the software, the changes in fees and
And the donor program.
well, and the nice thing about it online is if somebody were to sponsor that sponsorship comes up on your phone every time you pull up your pass. There's advertising right on there. I think there's a lot of revenue streams in the athletic world that I'm realizing are maybe not being maxed to their capacity, such as the video trons and the basketball gym.
So we don't own those. That's another company that does.
That,
we own that.
yeah, we own them and
So we own the video stream, but my understanding is the advertising is done by a third party company that we leverage and they charge the fees and they put the ads up there.
but it hasn't been changed in
Right.
a few years, and
But
I
they capture all the revenue.
right, where we
We
need to
have to look
be,
into that. And
we need to be capturing it here. I
Right.
mean,
there's no reason we can't have a class, put together some ads. Do it locally here.
We should be capturing all of that. And it should be local industries that
And it-
provide us.
now that I know how to run that, it's actually a very simple program.
So yeah, I'm pretty confident that's a third party that does all of this.
Like your next brothers.
Yeah, so I guess why should we charge for tickets for students? I mean, what's the value for the student? What's the value for the district?
Why would we
If you
charge?
don't charge, you're going to take a line item that's already in the red and put it further in the red. I mean, you've got to charge. You have a product, you're selling it, why would you not charge for it?
Because we want people to come, right? It's not about, is it about revenue or is it about participation?
Both. It's
Right.
both.
And I would say if it's not about revenue, then just scrap it and, the board can work about finding that money for it. But there's three revenue streams for athletics, right? It's ticket sales, it's concessions, and it's donations. Right? The school does not kick in any money from the state for athletics, correct?
Except for coaches.
Coaches.
Sure,
facilities.
salaries and facilities, right? But for buying helmets and new jerseys and
Equipment.
I do
Yep.
think the donor approach does allow students to get in, students who are interested and motivated to be a part of and see the varsity and junior varsity teams play, to see this is what it looks like when it's done well. I do have a sense that if it were 100% free for all students, it might simply be a place where we drop off all kids of school age.
12 years and younger must be accompanied by an adult.
Yeah.
we already thought about that.
Yeah.
But you're saying if we don't get the sponsorship, is there a reason to even charge for the?
I'm saying we're already in a red.
Yep.
If we say now the kids, you can't go because we didn't get the sponsorship, because now this has been out. What's the benefit of charging for the tickets?
Well, first of all, it's an NEIC agreement that it would be $6 and $4 for every conference game. You know what I mean? And so we'd have to stay in alignment with that. Man, sometimes that's what helps us
Yeah, they're.
stay a
She has to
little.
pay my officiating fee.
Those those officials, especially football, are expensive.
So what about concessions? What would we do there? Same thing as we're doing, and you still pay cash?
Yes,
We
we
currently
could.
accept Venmo.
Mhm. And actually Bound has concessions on there. I don't know if I'm ready to personally take on like learning it quite yet. I'd like to try out with the tickets first. But they do have the ability to do that. Concessions, I feel like is a little bit different because so many people are just so used to cash, like.
They'll get used to the other one.
What about the out of town people? That's my question.
They probably
They
are.
buy-
They walk in and they
Swipe
walk
the
up,
card.
you get a free card reader. And you come in and it's like, hey, it's $6. They swipe their debit card, they go in.
Oh, okay,
They're not using the software.
okay. All right.
That's
No, we are using the soft, like, it still gets ran through Bound, right? It gets run through Bound. So that, it'll have, 42 general admission, 13
It'll tell
kids.
Paige everything she wants to know. How many people were there, what the tickets cost.
I think this sounds like an improvement.
Well, I do
My
too.
thought, go ahead.
I thought the scanner worked fine. That was the last time. And then this year, when I did tickets, I'm like, what? What do you
I
mean?
mean, my thought would be at least do this for 1 year,
Mhm.
get the data, and then you can come back and see, like, our ticket sales 70% higher than they were last year? Are they flat? Is it down? I mean, we don't know. We have no clue how many people are attending our athletic events right now.
And if you make it more easy and convenient, and you have a good product,
You
you'll
are,
see more people there.
you are paying for it.
Yeah, that's the piece that needs to be very clearly communicated. It's 90 cents per transaction. Financial transaction, not in the gate, 90 cents. Or 5% plus 90 cents on anything over $100.
Over 100, so 100.
$100 or over.
So a $90 transaction is 90 cents.
Correct. Yep, so if you bring your family and your,
$90 ticket.
No,
90
each
cents
ticket
per
is 90
90
cents.
cents plus 5%.
So if you go on and you buy,
If I buy one ticket and you're.
it's 90 cents. You buy two,
$55 of a 10 punch, that's one ticket.
no, it's 10.
But I'm buying a punch, I'm not buying 10 tickets, I'm buying one punch, which is one ticket to me. So you're saying it's
Yeah,
90
but you
cents,
have,
$9?
It's 90 cents on each, yeah, so 90 cents on each ticket, right? Yes.
not every time you swipe the credit card.
They're taking 10% of the revenue.
No, they're taking, okay,
$55.
Yep.
Right, your math, right?
yep,
If I pay-
maybe.
Yep, $9 on $55 is almost 10%.
When you're buying that one transaction though,
Then they just punch your ticket. They don't run it through. It's
It's all electronic.
90 cents
Right.
on the $55,
No.
period.
She says 90 cents on times.
I think we'll have to confirm and get back. to
no,
you.
it's,
But You're positive.
it's 90, it would be $9.
Right, and then on $6, it's 90 cents.
Yes,
So that's more than 10.
right,
So I
So
mean,
it's
as a
nine-
percentage,
exactly.
it's fairly high.
yes,
And there are school districts that pass that on to the consumer. So to get in is $6.90.
if we do the $6.90, I would say we'd have to 100% get rid of cash. Because otherwise I would walk up and pay cash in a heartbeat,
You know, why would you want to pay for this thing?
90 cents.
okay, what do you do now?
For using this system, right?
Yes, and then
That are in our NFC.
they've all agreed to use it. All the NEIC schools at the last 80 meeting agreed that they would use it,
Do you know if?
try it.
Or this, do you know if the schools are going to cover that 90 cents? And
They all are eating it. They are all taking the
yeah,
fee.
I
For now.
realize the expense of that, but I just, yeah, I have all confidence that it's going to be a convenience and,
I do too. I still think that like,
you know, you'll have, you're paying for data. If it will be the concession thing, that's probably going to be easier.
I think we actually will have more sales. I don't know how to say it like correctly or right, but more honest sales. Like
Yeah.
people can't just walk in and say, yeah, I have a pass that maybe hasn't been activated.
So how will the senior pass thing work then? Now, what will I do next year when I get my senior pass? That's what I want to know.
I
Well,
think Janice was saying something also from her point of view, Madam President. I'm not sure if you
Okay,
heard her.
Janice, are you muted?
I unmuted myself recently. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, give her thumbs up.
Oh, okay. Well, I think they've done their diligence on this and we ought to just give it a try for a year. It sounds like it's a good plan, particularly if all of the other schools are doing this.
I agree. I agree.
Beat it. Are there?
Mindful of communication to our public, transition to our non-phone users, senior citizens who have been coming to these events for a long time and all that.
Yes.
So they're not left in the dust. And we want to continue to promote it.
So just going back to the senior thing, if they buy the card.
Yeah,
for
so will it
the
be on
year
my
For
phone?
all events, athletic events, $30. And so they, whatever, however it is, whether it's a card or on the phone. And they can scan in, they won't pay anything other than that $30.
Correct.
Any money that is the school will end up
Right.
paying for. I mean, I think we'll come out ahead
Correct.
myself. I think that-
Yeah, so-
Probably.
And there's multiple ways. The most convenient way that people would have this pass is on their phone. That would be the highest recommendation. But there is a second option to have that card that's activated.
Well, it isn't.
So that it would be a handheld card. You know what I mean? For anyone who would need that instead.
What happens to our lifetime debt?
Oh, we have to honor them.
Okay.
Absolutely. 100% have to honor them. I don't know
Thinking
how.
about yourself.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay the 90 cents on a transaction to get you one, so I might just like,
let's give you a golden ticket.
we'll give you a golden ticket.
Keep our one that we have.
No pass, fourth district, paying for a new pass. All right, cool.
Sorry, that was a lot.
No, that's good.
It's very well thought out. I appreciate it. In fact,
I-
I'd like to.
And I also wonder if maybe I'm not so sure if we put it in registration packets yet, or if we could just do a push from the athletic department, activity department later when it's more clearly outlined.
I think.
We can-
we're gonna
okay,
leave-
okay.
we're gonna leave that up.
We can
The
take
only
care of
thing
that.
Okay.
that we'll do is,
Okay.
in my opinion, that I'll approve the 2023-2024 athletic proposal. As you are presenting it now, and any additions or subtractions that you come up with that make sense is fine.
Write that down. I want to catch. I got
Okay, I'm
that.
gonna do that.
Make the check payable to Jeff.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay,
So true.
it's been moved and seconded to approve the 2023-2024 athletic ticket proposal as presented, and any pluses or minuses you come up with as you're
You'll
Got it.
figure it out.
investigating.
Yeah.
Any further discussion?
David Cho surprised me. He took that one and ran.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed,
Aye.
no. 5-0.
And we're on the same page. Who's saying
Thanks,
an
guys.
activity?
Thanks.
Thanks, guys, and thanks for informing us, because
That could be something
I
we
know
can add up.
athletics is something we get a lot of phone calls.
That really, it just was more like want to make sure you guys
That's why I
know.
wondered, because you keep your senior citizens, we have a lot of senior citizens going to games.
Absolutely.
Yeah. you wanna keep
Okay.
them on your side.
Item number 13.
Right?
You know, it's the thing, to be honest with you, there's more people that have more 70-year-olds than that.
Yeah. Okay, number 13, board support for the Friends of the Fine Arts fundraising efforts on behalf of a new auditorium. I just I thought this should be brought to the board in total transparency. If I'm gonna, I was asked to sign, their pamphlet, which is attached here. And it's just, I just felt it should be shared with everyone.
So is there somebody here who can answer questions around, I guess, is that you, Janice?
Go ahead.
Denise, can you answer the question?
So I guess what's the goal of the pamphlet here?
That's to present to potential donors. And the meeting is tomorrow for a task force that will be meeting with Josh Faber from the Renaissance Group. And the meetings will continue through July and August. And there will be private interviews from their team. Anything else you want to know?
Who's collecting the money?
Where do you give your donation, Josh? Is that what you're asking?
Who's
community.
collecting the money and where does it go and how do you decide how it's spent?
Charles City Community Foundation. Larry Pump.
Larry Pump.
I'm sure they have a bank account here in town.
But I mean, how is it presented to them? Is that this is gonna be used only for this thing? Is it for rights to name things? I mean, I don't know that we've ever addressed all of that.
Center for the Performing Arts.
It's for the Center for the Performing Arts. It's not for specific items.
Correct.
Okay,
But it says in here, it's specifically, I mean, not specifically, but it says it's for an 800-seat auditorium.
that's what we have.
What's your question?
Well, I mean, am I giving for the auditorium to be built or the idea of the auditorium? I mean, I just don't understand. That's my question.
Well, you can talk to me about it sometime. It's not rocket surgery.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's Pat that's signing it. I'm just trying to understand how the school and this work together. That's all I want to understand. I
Well,
understand what you want.
Right. Well, the way I understand it, is it okay, Janice, if I were to mention a little bit, being a committee member?
It's a public-private relationship. Whatever money we raise will go toward it. We're shooting right now for 3 million.
They will still pay the money too.
And right now, we are trying to push forward with the referendum to build an auditorium that will cost approximately $9.5 million. If these fundraising efforts are successful and they could raise an additional $3 million, that would augment our fine auditorium and add additional components that would make it even more attractive. Is that fair to say, Janice?
We believe that a $12,000 auditorium will have everything we need. We can get by with but is to,
12,000.
yeah, it's,
David says he's in for 12 grand if that's what it takes.
If that's all it takes, though.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Dave. What did you say?
You misspoke. You said 12,000 instead of 12 million. David
Sorry.
said he was gonna cover the 12,000.
No,
That's it.
That's all it would cost.
All right, I'll sign you up for that.
Why do you guys think it's gonna be 12 million versus 9.5?
Because for 9.5, you can get a basic
Okay. All right.
auditorium. It sounds,
I just wondered.
yeah.
Okay, so
I
Josh,
sort of feel we really don't need to justify this any further. We've done a lot of work on it. We've done our due diligence. We're spending quite a bit of money. We've hired the Renaissance Group to do this the right way, to go out to the community, to give them these pamphlets, brochures, which every fundraiser of any importance does, so that the donors know what they're getting and what the vision is and what their part in it can be. And one of the things that they want is the endorsement by our mayor and our board superintendent, or our board chair.
Has Dean agreed to endorse it?
Yeah, well, Dean probably has. What about the city?
Correct.
So Janine, this is just one page of the pamphlet you're handing out.
Yes.
Right. It's the front page, right inside the cover. That's what everybody does when they do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Janine. I'll make,
Well, there's no, yeah, there's a recommendation.
I'll make a motion that the board moves to approve President Browninghouse's signing in the support of Friends of the Fine Arts fundraising efforts.
For a second.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that the board moves to approve President Ronnie House signing in support of the Friends of the Fine Arts fundraising efforts. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Say no. 5-0. Thank you. Is there a place I can go tomorrow, Janice, to give them my signature?
I thought you sent it.
I haven't sent it yet till we had tonight.
Oh. Well, you and I'll talk about it.
Okay, call me later.
I think he needs it in the brochure, which is going to be presented tomorrow, so.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay, monthly seat count summary.
Yes, I'm happy to say that in the month of May, naturally, our last month of the school year, 0 students left the district and we increased our student count by 7. All moved in, 2 of which were placed in foster care. The rest actually made homes here. That's all.
Thank you.
When does the new dining people start?
July 1st. Right now, we have currently doing food service,
Right.
for
Through June.
take home.
Okay, consideration of the consent agenda. I'm open to approve the
I'm making
consent.
a motion to approve the consent agenda. Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Okay,
Oh, there's a typo on
there is.
phone number right next to you, Dave's.
I gotta get that. Okay. Board comments. Do you have any?
We have, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
We set the July meeting.
Yes, the July meeting was set last November and it takes place on July 10th.
Right, but we do have, this kind of was confusing, I think. We do still have another meeting in June
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
on the 4th
And when is that?
on
20,
Monday. I just wanted to make sure because,
Yeah, 2
26.
weeks from tonight, and it's our plan to have at least half of those handbooks ready for that meeting, so that's a lot of heavy reading there. Then when you have your second set of handbooks, it'll be in the month of July.
anybody else have anything else to report? Well, meeting is adjourned at 7:10.
What are you saying now?